Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Trial Large Gaming. Today we are with Madden 24 Real Franchise Finale 10 years later. So this is where we left off in the last episode. 35-7 in Super Bowl 59. We, the Seattle Seahawks, won. Now, what's going to happen here is I am going to skip forward a year at a time and cover 10 years of what happens. You're not going to see the draft unless we pull something really amazing and something happens there. What I'm going to do is really sim or play, depending on the matchup, to the playoffs and cover what happens. Now, I am still going to spin wheels off camera and stuff will happen, so things could change. Players may be gone, players may be signed. Who knows, we may be fired. But we will have to take that journey together, guys. So, the next time you see me will be at the first year, well, pretty much next season. Let's get to it. As you can see, we didn't make the playoffs, and I'll explain the entire story to you here in a minute. But yeah, we didn't make the playoffs, and looks like there was a couple good games. Bills lost. They made the Super Bowl last year. They barely made it in the 7th seed. They lost first round to the Dolphins. Bengals lost to the Raiders, kind of a big upset there. My brother's Colts lost to the Chargers, and then Chiefs got the first round bye. Who would have guessed? Chiefs beat the Raiders. What else is new? Dolphins barely survived the Chargers, and then it was Chiefs. Dolphins, Chiefs won, they go to Super Bowl. The NFC side, where we kind of failed, we had a couple teams that were thorns in our side. Obviously, you see the Packers there, you see the Rams, you see Frisco with the first round bye. And what happened is those three teams played a part in it. And I'll explain why in a minute. But Packers easily survived the Lions. Eagles, Falcons, close one between the birds. Falcons win. Cowboys beat the Rams. Okay. Then we go, and it's like, oh, man, what's going to happen? Well, Frisco loses to the Cowboys. Shocker. And then Packers beat the Falcons. Okay, so the Green Bay Packers do what they do against the Cowboys every playoffs in real life. They beat them, go to the Super Bowl, where they lose to the Chiefs by 10. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, let's talk about the schedule. I'm only going to play games if we can make the playoffs. We lost all our preseason. I tried some different stuff out, whatever. Let's talk about the regular season. This is where it started rough. Let me talk to you about the draft. I got first round pick. I get to choose whatever I want. It was great. I took a guard, and it was a debate between a guard and a center. I went with the guard. It was a star. Second round, it said pick an offensive lineman, And so I was like, okay, wait. Okay, I can take a center here. Great. Perfect. We are golden. Third round, we get a middle linebacker. That's right, middle linebacker. And then the fourth round, it lands, unfortunately, on fullback. I have to take a fullback. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll take this fullback. He's hidden dev. I'm shocked, By the way, the center was normal, but the guard in the first round and the third round middle linebacker were also hidden dev. But then the rest of the rounds went by, some stuff, filler pieces, right? We get to week 1. I lose. I spin the reel. I have to release 2 players. I just put up 4. 2 players. Right, guys? 2. I can't put up 4 again. 2. And the reason it hurt is the first one, I spun a reel with positions, and it landed on fullback. I only have one fullback, the guy I drafted. So, okay, I'm like, it's the first week. This sucks. I release him. He gets picked up immediately. I pick up another rookie fullback on free agency, whatever. I look him up. He's a superstar. A superstar fullback. But, okay, that hurt. That was a 4th round pick, and it was a superstar. Whatever. Week 2, we win against the Falcons. That's great. We lose against the 49ers, but the punishment was, I forgot about the second player I released before I move on. Unfortunately, it was strong safety. And I used a random number generator to choose 1 out of 3 since I had 3 strong safeties. And Jamal Adams got released. Yeah, it was tough. So we lost Adams early on. Thankfully, we beat the Falcons. And that pick allowed us to trade, I think. And I got Petrie, I believe, here. We lost against the 49ers. I had stuff to cover it. We beat the Cardinals, we beat the Saints, we beat the Colts. Things were looking good. This Titans game, our rookie QB who became starter because Geno regressed badly, got injured. Geno came in, Geno got injured. I had to go get a quarterback. Thankfully, Geno came back, was able to win. Our rookie came back. He lost against the Rams. That's fine. We beat the Bucks. We lose to the Cowboys. We have our bye. And then we go on this losing tear. The Rams, told you they were a problem for us. The Panthers beat us pretty bad here. I actually believe our quarterback went down and Geno came in for this game. But this Packers game is where everything fell apart, right? We lost by 3. I had to turn on coach firing. Now, amongst all these other losses, ton of stuff happened, but I had things to prevent releases and trades and stuff. But I almost could have been fired. Thankfully, I think beating the Cardinals helped save the job because right now we could be talking about me jobless. Okay, guys, that's just the truth. But it's not all doom and gloom. Right, so the recap. Okay, well, Chiefs won. Pacheco was it. Lamar was MVP again. Kyle Shanahan, Coach of the Year. Lamar, offensive player. Max Crosby. Defensive rookie was Mike Woodyard. Defensive rookie for the Chargers was Jared Brinkley. However, this story isn't so sad. A lot of these games are good, and I want to show you the roster really quick, okay? Because when it comes down to it, this is what our offense looked like. Crawford is our starter now. Geno's regressed horribly throughout the season, and we're going to probably need a new backup. Kenneth Walker is a true 99. This is with no boosts. He's a real 99. Charbonnet's 81. Metcalf 91. By the way, we signed everyone. Lockett's regressed. So Smith Najigba is going to go in over him. But we signed Lockett to make sure he can retire here. Fitzsimmons and Elliott has stepped up quite a bit. They were about 70-ish. And Fitzsimmons was a normal dev. He went up to star. That's big. Lucas, we know he's a star. We know Charles Cross is a star. Bradford, still a good player. Robinson is the center we took. He's 79. And Slade, our first round pick, is an 80 right now, and he's also a star. On defense, this will blow your mind. Let's first talk about our line. Williams, Reed, Young, Jones. It's not the best, but you know what? Things are gonna change. I promise you on this. Hopefully with the draft picks. Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen are superstar corners holding it down, with Young Joseph holding in. We also have Mims, Petrie, like I said, we got him from a deal. Star, 83. It's great. Strong safety. We didn't ever get a chance to sign anything. None of the reels gave us anything. So strong safety is another big need, our biggest need. Now, Mafe, Nwosu, close, tight. Mafe's obviously a star. Bridges, superstar. It would help if we had another better option than Bell, but whatever. Ben Cummings, our superstar from last season, our rookie, this year got an X Factor upgrade. But Rush, this is the middle linebacker I told you I took with the 3rd round pick. He was a star. So obviously we have star and X Factor middle linebackers. That's great. Obviously our fullback, I can't remember what team he went for now, but he was a superstar. So this draft we had, a couple good things happen to us. The team has improved. I just need Crawford to take that step up, and it hasn't. Oh, I forgot. On one of the winter reels, we did get to change our defensive scheme, and because I'm simming it, I want to give us a better shot. And so I did went with the Dallas defense because Dallas sims really well. So I was hoping to give us kind of a boost. But yeah, we're an 84 offense, 83 defense. Our defense struggled at times, especially in the latter half. Those numbers in the first half were good. We were pretty steady at one point, and it just kind of fell off. Our offense, thankfully, went pretty good. And with everyone signed to pretty much big-time deals, guys, we have nothing to worry about. But honestly, I'll see you in another season and let you know. Thankfully, I kept my job this time, but it was so close, guys. I think I lost that Cardinals game. If I would have lost that game and went 0-3 in the final stretch, I bet I would have lost the job. Again, we did not make the playoffs. Let's talk about it really quick. Again, Chiefs, 49ers got the byes. What can I say? Thankfully, this time the Bills are back up to second, so that's cool. But yeah, honestly, on the AFC side, Steelers beat the Bills 27-21, knocking them out again. In the first round, 31-24, Ravens beat the Bengals. Sorry, Bengals. And then my brother's Colts lose to the Raiders again. The Raiders are simming so well in this game, it's not even funny, guys. All right, so Chiefs beat the Steelers massively, easy. And the Ravens beat Raiders. All right, Ravens and Chiefs. Ravens beat the Chiefs. And I'm like, oh, yes, okay, go Ravens. I like the Chiefs, but, you know, I've had, you know, seeing them win back to back to back to back would be insane. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's nice to see the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. And then on the NFC side, 49ers have a bye. So Cowboys beat the Bears. Okay, Bears, I see you. The Dirty Bird versus the incarnation of Satan himself. The Vikings. So Dirty Birds beat the Purple Incarnation. So, hey, there you go. And then the Rams knock out the Lions. Sorry, Detroit. So 49ers versus Rams. Rams beat the 49ers. And the Rams, even though they're the 5th seed, they dominated everyone in the NFC West. Like, no joke. The Rams were the toughest team to beat. But Cowboys, Falcons, Cowboys win. And then Cowboys lose again in the championship here by 1 point to the Rams. Rams go in and win the Super Bowl of the Ravens. That's great. So, I have a story to tell. So, first off, the draft. The draft went amazing. The real spins didn't screw me up that much. All right. Preseason, I lost, I won. Okay, well, if you see something, I lost this one and it was pretty bad. And I was thinking, okay, I have an idea. I'm going to put in, switch my quarterbacks because I want Crawford to get some more reps. He shows up, we lose, but you know what? That's fine. I didn't switch out the defense or the receivers. Then Crawford show up big. So, okay, let me just say it this way, guys. Remember what I just said. I'm going to remind you again. I made Crawford QB2. With Geno out, I had to draft a new QB1. Look, 4 straight losses. I accidentally never switched Crawford back to QB1. Eagles, I saw a loss, and I was like, oh, it's only 7 points. That's great. Commanders, oh, it's low scoring, but it was only by 7. Oh man, we lost by 10 against the 49ers. Okay, we lost by 5 against the Rams. Why are we doing so bad? I noticed in the Broncos game, Crawford wasn't in. Crawford comes in, we win 2. This Raiders one, dude, scored nothing. We lost 27, we got shut out. Cowboys destroyed us, the bye. Lost against the Rams by a touchdown. Giants kicked our butt. We came back to beat the Saints, the Chargers, the Chiefs, lost against the Vikings, beat the Jets, and then lost to 49ers Cardinals. But I also subbed a bunch of people in because I realized I couldn't make the playoffs for these last 4 games that actually with the Vikings lost. Starting with the Jets, 49ers, and Cardinals, I put in some of the rookies to get them more reps to figure out some stuff. So, yeah, but that doesn't mean we're in a bad place because I worked hard making sure to do training this time to try to improve the squad. We're at 87 offense, 87 defense, and 87 overall. Defensively, again, we don't look good, but I didn't really have a quarterback out there for the first 4 or 5 games, so it was kind of a problem from the get-go. So all of these are just junky upgrades, and I'm going to talk about that. I want to show you the team because it's kind of insane. It is. So, Crawford become a X factor. Here's the rookie we got, Cheeks. He's the one who started, only a 63. But this guy's stats, don't get it mixed up, man. This kid looked so good. He was a late round pick. I got quarterback and I saw him and he was what is it? Undrafted free agent. Or not undrafted, but you know, he should have been. It's pretty much, it was the 7th round, whatever. 86 throw power, 73 deep, 76 mid, 82 short. Throw and runs, 82 under pressure, 76 break tackle. SL speed's good, agility good, change directions okay. Good injury, stam, toughness. I mean, he's not a bad QB. And if I have to play in the Super Bowl and my quarterback goes down, I know I have someone who can move and somewhat throw. Kenneth Walker, full 99 in 2 categories now. Merritt, this guy, drafted him. And I believe he was in the 2nd round I had to draft him. This dude is insane, guys. 90 SL, 91 speed, 93 carrying, 87 trucking. At a 79, this kid's got everything. It's amazing. Wide receivers, Metcalf, Smith-Njigba showing up. Lockett kind of degrading a bit, but that's fine. We drafted a rookie here. And Ballantine, he's 76 now, so going up to that level. Fast, good catching. Deep routes, okay. Great agility, great jumping. You know, he's not bad, guys. So far, so good there. Cross, Bradford, Robinson, Slade, Lucas. We know these guys. This is the center I drafted last year. This is where I got drafted last season. I said last year. Same difference there. But yeah, no, all 80s. The line's looking great. We have good depth. Everyone's 75, 77, 71, 78. This is like Seattle's offensive line back in the day. Fitzsimmons is a superstar now. Our third-year tight end. Again, he's just kind of a good possession catcher. And I didn't get to play any games this season because I'm only going to play playoffs. You know, he's solid. Defense. Blowing mind time. Ready? Tariq Woolen. Superstar X Factor. Right? We know this. We knew this. This shouldn't be a surprise. McLean. All right? Got him. Jackson. Draft players. You know, Leonard Williams needs to be replaced. And Jones, I'm looking at ends hopefully this next draft, depending on what we get. Witherspoon's looking good. Mims is really kind of stepping up. Petrie's an 83. Maxwell, who I believe I drafted, this last year as a star. Strong safety. And funny enough, I did check just to make sure. This Compton guy I drafted with Maxwell, he was supposed to be a star, but for some reason he never got the experience. I think it's because he was third, and it was unfortunate. I got these guys in the same round because I had 2 picks in that round. But Bridges, superstar, Mafe, star. This is what's insane, all right? So obviously this is coming, so whatever. I had, just like I talked about with that quarterback, 2 7th-round picks. So I thought, I'll just take this 60-something rated kid. And I was like, oh, hidden dev. Wow, maybe he's a star. That'd be great. I needed another left outside linebacker. You know, his stats looked okay. Not super amazing. But he's an X factor. This was supposed to be an undrafted free agent. Got him in the 7th round. Superstar X factor, Jacoby Payne. I mean, it's insane. And so I definitely want to get him trained up and have him try to take over Mafe's spot. So I could have this lineup of superstar and superstar X Factor linebackers. And, though the team's looking great. Defensively, McLean and Jackson are both young. You can they have the same picture. It happens when you are doing drafts. But Williams and Jones, I definitely know they need replaced. Basket is supposed to be good, but I tried to do training with him and he's constantly not getting much experience. Nolan Smith is actually doing pretty good too and should probably take over Williams' job next season. But he is playing up 2, so he's actually a 76. But yeah, guys, I mean, the team isn't bad by any stretch of imagination. It's just, for the first 4 games, I put this team, myself, and the second season at a massive disadvantage honestly, I had the backup in. And while the kid got good reps and got some experience and stuff, we lost 4 games that I'm pretty sure we could have won 2 or 3 of those. And we did have some stuff we had to lose. We had players that had to be traded or released. Thankfully, we had a lot of stuff for the trades to help kind of save us from this disaster of a season. But honestly, guys, I think the team looks great. And going into the 3rd season out of this 10-year jump ahead, I think we'll be in a better position. But yeah, right end, left end, going to be big needs. And I'm hoping the wheel works for me for once. Well, let's get to season number 3. So, guys, we are back for another season. And let's start with preseason here. Now, I gotta be honest with you, you're not seeing a webcam or face cam, and that's simply because my lights have been on too long, and I needed to let them cool down, but I wanted to record this now while I remember everything that happened, So, let's talk about this season. Preseason, we start off, win a 1-point game against the Bills. That's fine. Win a 3-point game, against the Broncos, and then we lose to the Jags. This plays a funny impact later into the season. Let's go to the season. So we start off lose against the Vikings, and I'm like, what is going on? I made sure Crawford was in. Well, then we go against the Ravens, right? And we lose. And at this point, contracts come up. It's week 3. Now, before we even look at what is happening here with all these W's, there is something big that happened. So, I was sitting here and I was like, God, we are losing. Contracts come up. Tyler Crawford, I know he's an X Factor. I know his rookie contract's up. He wanted so much money. I didn't even have the cap space available to try to talk to him after securing almost everybody else on the team. And I was like, I'm not going to let him go for free, so I made a crazy deal. The Chicago Bears drafted at the top spot a number 1 QB who looked great. Obviously, I was not in play for that, or I think it was first. Either way, they drafted a QB that looked really good. Hidden dev, didn't know what his dev was, but I go in and I'm like, okay, I'll take your rookie quarterback. I'll take 2 first-round picks and Raekwon Carter. They accepted it. I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, cool. So, I traded for this young QB. We'll go over him in a second. And Raekwon Carter and 2 first-round picks. 1 for this year and next year. But guys, this is the crazy part. I started him, and he goes in, dominates. Right? Wins 49ers. Beats the Browns. Beat the Panthers. Beats the now traded Crawford, who was our QB, to the Bears. Beats him by 1, 36-35. Total effort. So we beat the Bears, right? We have our bye week. I find out he is a superstar QB. Amazing. We beat the Cardinals. We beat the Commanders. The Lions beat me, but you know what? Go Lions. You know, we beat the 49ers. We beat the Packers. Beat the Texans. Beat the Cardinals. Beat the Rams. But this game has importance because our QB had a challenge. And I simmed it. Obviously, doesn't say played here. Doesn't say forced win. And he became an X factor in this game. We beat the Steelers. The Rams, I wanted to try give some rookies some snaps, and I didn't even get enough for the defensive tackle. We ended up losing this, but then we came back, beat the Bengals. It's cool. We were in the playoffs. Now, let's talk about the playoffs and the sadness. It's going to show the Super Bowl, but ignore that for a sec. We'll talk about it. So, AFC side, right? Number one seed with the bye was the Dolphins. We had the bye, obviously, on the NFC. The Jags beat the Chiefs by 1 point. Insane. My brother's Colts, again in the playoffs, cool to see you, loses to the Bengals. The Raiders beat the Baltimore Ravens. All right, divisional for them. Dolphins beat the Raiders. Jags beat the Bengals in a pretty close affair. And then the Jags just stomped the Dolphins. On the NFC side, the Bears, with Crawford, destroy the Cowboys. Okay, it was 6 points, not destroyed. Washington destroyed the Purple Incarnation of Satan. And the Dirty Birds lose to, well, the Brotherly Shove. Lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. On the flip side, the Bears, we meet them again after the Crawford trade. We win 24-16. You know, pretty comfortable. And the Eagles beat the Washington Commanders. Okay, NFC Championship time, we destroy the Eagles. We go to the Super Bowl. Now, I want to be honest. I wanted to see what would happen if I simmed it. Right? So I simmed it, and we lost 31-17. So, you know, it happens, but hey, we got to a Super Bowl. We lost. Let's talk about this team that made the Super Bowl. Because, oh yeah, by the way, talking about awards and stuff really quick, let's actually talk about it. I think I should just go back to that awards section. So Dexter Williams is our rookie QB. He wins Rookie of the Year. NTN, you know, great for him. Coach of the Year. Our team dominates throughout the season. Gets to a Super Bowl. I'm not even in the qualifications for Coach of the Year. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. But when we come down here to the lineup, things look pretty amazing, right? And I'll explain right here. Here he is. Here's the man himself, Dexter Williams. He became a superstar X Factor against that game against the Rams. And yeah, Omaha, tied out, quick draw, anchored extender, red eye, dead zone. He just doesn't have enough yet because he's actually an 85 playing up to an 89. Pretty great, right? We have Kenneth Walker, Metcalf, Smith, Najigba. Floyd is someone we drafted this year, and Valentine continues his growth. Same with Merritt. So we have a lot of depth. Our line is holding up. Slade, who was a star, got upgraded to superstar. It's great to see that. Lucas, Cross, Bradford, Robinson all holding it down. Fitzsimmons got upgraded to an X Factor. That's amazing. I made sure I re-signed him. Elliott, we're unfortunately going to have to let go. He doesn't want to stay for whatever reason. But Fitzsimmons did, so that's great. Going to our defense, right? We have Nolan Smith. We have Raekwon Carter. McLean Jackson, our twins here from the same draft. Yeah. Devin Witherspoon got up to superstar, and Tariq Woolen's X Factor. Cummings X Factor. Payne, that young X Factor we found late last year, has boosted himself up to an 84 and has overtaken Mafe for the job. Bridges, Petrie, and Maxwell. On special teams, just to let you know, we had to get new people. So Smith and Carson just kind of, they're actually pretty good. I mean, when you come down to ratings, I mean, accuracy on Smith for as punting's low, but 92, 82 speed is kind of crazy. I mean, if he needs to run, 82 speed is nothing to shake a stick at, you know. And then Carson actually is kind of similar in a lot of regards of, you know, great kick power, kind of low accuracy. His acceleration 78. And he has an insane toughness, good stam. I mean, it's kind of weird, but yeah, no, it is crazy. Because when we go down and look at these guys, the team is solid. We can see why we made a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we lost, but that's what you get when you try to sim it. I should have played it. I wanted to go through an entire season simming to see what would happen, especially going through the draft and, you know, playing as well as we did. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm kind of glad I did sim, and we kind of got to see. But yeah, got Chicago's 25th pick. You know, we have first, second, 2/3, couple fourths. We have a lot of picks here. We also have Chicago's pick there, and then you know, so things are looking pretty good. We should be able to add more strength and depth. I think everyone but our rookie QB is signed to a decent deal. Like, I think literally everyone is signed to a, you know, unless they're rookies, are signed to a decently long deal or for the rest of their careers as long as they're here. I mean, we are going to have to worry about Metcalf. Reese is just going to be, yeah, they say trade target young. He's 30 years old. This Otis Reese guy, I don't know where he came from, but he's had some weird things about him. He's only a 65, but yeah. No, Tariq Woolen's 29. Lucas is 29, which offensive line really doesn't matter too much. Petrie's up to 29 now. Mafe is, but we have his replacement already. Cameron Young, you know, we already kind of have replacements there in that category. But yeah, no, I am getting worried. Like, thankfully, we do have kind of a replacement for Metcalf, but Metcalf's time is kind of coming soon. Thankfully, we do have Andrew Floyd, who we drafted this year, who's already up to an 82. And Valentine's just kind of this surprise player we found later on. And even Brock, who we also got, is looking good. So I'm not too worried. Jackson Smith-Njigba is also looking good. So at the end of the day, I think the squad's pretty good. And I guess to next season. I know I don't usually do this, guys, but we went to the offseason, and I have to bring this up because this is the most hilarious thing. Remember how I was telling you he was asking for a ton of money? I went into free agency. I have to show you this because this blew me away. Look who's here. Tyler Crawford. By the way, he was asking for more money than this initially, guys. He got to the playoffs with the Bears, was like, nope, And I mean, this is so funny. Of course, there is a bunch of teams in the running for him. It says 13 teams are interested. No offers, though. I mean, the expected value is not what he was asking for, mind you. It was closer to 300 million when I was trying to re-sign him. So yeah, Tyler Crawford's wanting everything and no one's offering anything because I think they all know what I know. And, you know, I will bring up something with Crawford that I looked up at after the fact. And I mean this honestly. I will bring this up truly after the fact. Crawford has a bad throwing motion. After he left, I wanted to look him up and I realized he has one of the worst releases in the game. And I wonder if that's the reason we were struggling to win games, is because his release, despite all his skills and talents, his release isn't great at all. So just wanted to show you this. It's funny. Send him to the Bears. Send him to a team that definitely needed QB, had money, still let him go because he probably was asking the same thing. The expected value is not what he was asking for, guys. And with no offers, he's probably going to realize just because, hey, you're high rank doesn't mean other teams are going to offer you the bank. People have learned from past mistakes, guys. Just got to show you, it was the funniest thing. I was laughing my ass off. All right, guys, again, no webcam, letting my lights cool down. So this season, you know, I tried to start some more of the rookies because we had a bunch of draft picks. And, yeah, lost to Texans, lost to the Steelers. Close game for the Steelers. Texans a blowout. Beat the Raiders, kind of a blowout. And then we went to the regular season. Beat the 49ers, a 3-point close game. We lost to the Rams by 1 point. And then the Cowboys. This is what happened. With the Rams, I landed on a reel where I had to trade a bunch of players. So I was like, okay, I go to the next day, and it was contract time. So many of my players wanted so much money. I got to be real. So much money that I had to get rid of some of them because I had to trade a bunch of players and I had no protection. We went on a tear of winning games after the trades, and the team looks completely different from last season. It's crazy. So 21-7, 34-24, 27-13, 28-14. Lose against the Patriots, 28-31. Okay. Beat the Jets, 21-14. Beat the Dolphins, 28-13. Bye week, we're sitting pretty. Panthers, oh yeah, the loss to the Patriots. We also had to trade a bunch of players, so yeah. Again, a bunch of stuff happened. Beat the Panthers, lost to the 49ers. Okay, that's fair. Beat the Cards, beat the Bills, beat the Vikings, beat the Rams, beat the Falcons 35-28, and then lost to the Raiders on the final. So, what happened then? Well, the playoff, we got the first seed, Dolphins got the first seed. Before looking at what happened, let's talk about the AFC. Right, number 2 seed Baltimore Ravens beat the lost to the Chiefs. I mean, it was tough losing to the 7th seed, but hey, Chiefs do it almost every time. Jags, last year's Super Bowl winner, the team that knocked us out, beat the Texans, and the Raiders beat the Broncos. My brother's Colts did not make it this time. Then the Chiefs decimated, just destroyed the Dolphins, and then the Jags beat the Raiders. The Jags easily handled the Chiefs and go to the Super Bowl. On the NFC side, I'd like to try to sim everything, so until the Super Bowl. The one time I tried it, didn't like it, gonna play any Super Bowls I get to from now on. But Dirty Birds beat the purple incarnation of Satan. I feel like I say that every pro season, it feels like. Packers destroy the Bucks. Eagles knock out the 49ers. Okay. Packers, Eagles, Packers take care of business. Dirty Birds lose to us, the Seahawks. Great, it's us versus Packers. We lose by 4 points in the NFC Championship. But the Packers lose horribly in the Super Bowl, 31-6 to the Jags. The Jags are defending Super Bowl champions back-to-back. It's insane. But yeah, and then to go over this, Doug Peterson, Jags won Coach of the Year, Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Yeah, it was kind of like, okay. So let's actually go over the team really quick, guys. So when it comes to our team, a ton of changes happened. So let's start off this much, right? Williams, up to a 97. He's looking amazing. Cheeks is our backup, you know, level 4 back. Kenneth Walker. Acosta, sad enough, he was hidden dev. He got injured partway through, and I couldn't complete his hidden dev, so he just went back to normal, which is rough because I was hoping to unlock him because I used my other one on a D tackle that didn't get really much playtime. Smith Najigba, you can see DK Metcalf isn't here. When I rolled, it was 3 random players. DK Metcalf is one of the players I had to let go. Another thing you can see here is our center changed. The center we had, the 80 plus center, he was like 85, 86. By the time I had to trade him, was also one of the random ones I had to trade. That was tough. But Cross Bradford, our new Crocker, he's pretty young. Slade and Edmonds, we had to do a trade with, who was here? God, there was another player here, and I'm totally spacing out who it was. But we made a bunch of deals. Going to the defensive side of the ball, guys. Nolan Smith, Jackson, McLean, Yancey, got him from trade. Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, Maxwell, Petrie looking good. Baker, Cummings, Payne. You know, it feels good to have 3 superstar X Factors, a bunch of stars, and only 2 normals. But yeah, honestly, it was a tough season, to be honest, because we were doing so well and those trades just absolutely killed us. We still have players that are going to go. I wonder if the transaction database will show last season. Maybe if we go to Seattle. Okay, so it's going to show all our practice squad signings. Here we go. JP Williams, Marquise Bell, Abraham Lucas, Sheldon Callaway, Tyler Gillespie, Mike Robinson is our center. So, yeah, we had to trade quite a few players. We got a bunch of players back, kind of simp players. There was a bunch of trading that went on to try to do stuff because of the wheel spins. We got maximum players needed to trade. So the squad looks different, guys. We'll see next season what it has in store. So, guys, for this season, I decided to sim the entire thing for the whole season without looking. Looks like we won 21-0, 131-15, lost 31-30 by 1 point. Well, that wraps up preseason. Regular season. Beat the Vikings. Lost to the Titans, lost to the Ravens, lost to the 49ers, lost to the Rams. Okay, then beat Commanders, beat Cardinals, beat Bucks, beat Eagles, beat Cardinals. Lost to the Jags, beat the Rams, beat the Texans, beat the Cowboys, lost to the Giants, beat the Colts, and beat the 49ers. So by that, we should have made the playoffs, right? We did. We did not get the first round bye, though. Okay, so just simming it without me doing any of the training in between, we got the 5th seed. And it looks like we fell out to the Giants first round. Dirty Birds beat the Lions, and the Packers beat the Bucks. The Rams beat the Giants, Packers then beat the Dirty Birds, and Packers beat the Rams. On the AFC seed, Patriots make it back into the playoffs. Welcome. They lose immediately to the Chiefs. The Bills beat the Jets. The Jets are in the playoffs. Hey! And then Texans lose to the Raiders. And then the Raiders lost to the Ravens. And the Chiefs lost to the Bills. Hey, they break the curse. But the Ravens beat the Bills. And the Ravens beat the Packers 14-12. That sounds like a horrible Super Bowl. Okay. So, what happened in a year of just simming it? What did they do to my team? It looks like we're at 2.22 mil salary cap. It looks like we increased. We went 11-6. Okay. Let's see the recap here. What happened here? Sean McVay. Okay, so we really didn't get anything here. Good to know. Let's look at the team really quick and see what has happened, guys. Just totally simming it. Now look at the lineup. I did make sure the draft was done. So Williams, Walker, okay. Smith Najigba, JSN. Smith Najigba is a superstar. Yep. Cherry Floyd, okay. Bradford, Cross, Crocker, Slade, Edmonds, Fitzsimmons. Okay, things look okay so far. Woolen, Smith, Cummings, Payne. Well, it looks like everyone's here. I don't notice anyone really new. Like, I don't notice anyone, like, from the... Did they just cut all of them? I drafted so many good players. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to have a mess to clean up before this next season. Another season in the books, guys, and a lot of stuff happened this season. So we started off preseason winning 21-16, 24-17, 2014. Go to the regular season. Beat the Lions, beat the Bucks, beat the Packers. And at this point, I realized that a ton of players were up. We had very little money to re-sign people. We re-signed the key people we needed to with the money we had available. And we beat the Vikings, beat the Chiefs, lost the Rams by 3. Of course, it had to be the Rams ruining it. But we beat the Broncos after our bye week, beat the Jets, beat the Cardinals, beat the 49ers, beat the Cards again, beat the 49ers again. We swept them. Bears, we beat the Rams 31-7, making up for that other loss, being the Raiders, the Eagles, and the Chargers. So, that means we made the playoffs, right? We had a first round bye. Bengals had the first round bye. Don't look at the Super Bowl yet. So, AFC, guys, let's go over it. Jets beat the 2-seed Jets. Oh my God, Jets are 2-seed. Who would have guessed? Beat the Dolphins 13-10. Jags beat my brother's Colts, so the Colts came back in, but they lost immediately to the Jags. And the Chiefs lost to the Ravens. Finally. Now, then we go to the divisional. Bengals lose to the Ravens. And the Jets lose to the Jags. However, the Ravens decimated the Jaguars, so that powerhouse is done. Going to the NFC side, Bears lose to the Panthers. Rams beat the Buccaneers. And the Cowboys smashed the Packers. Ooh, sorry, Tom. Tom Grossi's got to feel that one. Somewhere. He knows right now as I'm recording this. He feels an itch. Something's wrong. In the divisional, we beat the Panthers. It was close, though, and the Cowboys beat the Rams. But to avenge the Packers and the Rams, I guess, we defeated the Cowboys. We went to the Super Bowl and lost. And I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I simmed it because I felt the team was that confident because we only lost once. And, yeah. It came back blew up in my face. And it sucks. It sucks. Thankfully, I still have a job. You know, would be ashamed to get fired after Super Bowl, but I've seen crazier things. But we have some news. So, Baltimore is now 4 times champions. Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Good for them. Look at this. Dexter Williams, our QB, is MVP. Now, unfortunately, I know his contract's coming up soon. And unless we get rid of a ton of other people, we may be QB-less. Also, I still spinning the win-loss wheel. The loss wheel says for next season. I mean, this is something I'll review to you. I'm using the old loss wheel. One of them I added. This doesn't tell you what's coming in the next, Madden 25. But we spun that old next season. My job is on the line. So if I fail or fall apart, I have to have the option to lose my job on. So next season could be it. And if we do leave the Seahawks, we will call it there. But, Coach of the Year. That's right. Nick Asher, we got Coach of the Year, guys. CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year for the Cowboys. Offensive Player of the Year for the Lions is Aiden Hutchinson. Deion Stevenson is Rookie of the Year for the Cowboys. And Matt Hawkins for the Commanders. Now, I'll really quickly go over the team that got to the Super Bowl because, unfortunately, I don't know how long this will last. Because Williams is up for renewal. Walker's getting older. Smith-Njigba is getting older. Some of our line, like Crocker and some of these other guys, I think contracts are coming up. Or like Bradford in the case, I believe he's 30 now. Fitzsimmons is up there too. So yeah, but Smith-Njigba, Walker, Williams, Fitzsimmons, we have 4 X Factors, 3 stars starting at least on the offense. On defense, McLean, Jackson, Yancey, Smith. Cornerbacks, we have Witherspoon still, and Brock here is our second best. Bonner, Whitney are rookies that are both superstar. And they filled in gaps so amazingly. Spindle, someone we got trading. Cummings is like literally Bobby Wagner, and McCain is pretty good too. So our lineup isn't bad, right? It isn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but we're not winning Super Bowls. And I'm afraid that this next season could be the deal breaker. Unless I work my magic again and find another young QB or a bunch of people open up space financially, which I doubt is going to happen, next season could be make or break. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the last part. We didn't get quite 10 years later, but we're still going to count it 10 years. If you see, literally, I guess it's right up here. Right up here. Seahawks, 15-2. But it says here, I was fired. They terminated my contract. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? How? How did I get fired? Well, let's actually go through team schedule. Okay, let me go to the Seahawks because we have something to talk about in a minute because insane stuff has happened throughout this entire thing, right? Like, oh God, how do I even go over this? So many things is crazily weird right now. Okay, guys, crazy. So first off, let's go over this. Preseason, I start a bunch of the new rookies to get them stuff. We lose all three. It doesn't really matter to me. Regular season, we come out. Ravens, who we lost last time, beat them. Cards, beat them. 49ers, beat them. Jags, Cardinals, Rams, 49ers, Panthers, Bucks. Okay, so I had a backup running back and a new young QB. I wanted to test them. Close loss against the Bengals, really bad loss against the Rams, and I decided, okay, just in case. So you're about to see one of the big things that we'll talk about in a minute. We beat the Falcons. We have our bye week. We fight the Virginia Beach Dragons. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we actually, okay. So the rest of the games are just, yeah, wins. Okay. So from there, let's go to the playoff picture. We have first round bye. Our team's looking good. We pick up a couple injuries. But let's talk about our journey. All right, we had the bye. So on the NFC side, Bucks beat the Vikings. Okay. Rams beat the Commanders. And, well, Dirty Birds beat the Green Birds. Sorry, Falcons, you lose to Atlanta. But we kick out the Rams, and the Bucks kick out Atlanta. We meet up, and the Bucks beat us by 6. Tough, but I'd sim to the Super Bowl. Okay, well, on the other side, Jets beat the Bengals. Okay, Jets, I see you. Bills beat the Chargers. Okay. My brother's Colts lose again. Sorry, bro. But the Ravens go through. Ravens beat Buffalo. Raiders beat Jets. Buffalo beats Raiders. Raiders are now in the finals against the Buccaneers. As soon as I lose that game, I get that message. I'm fired. Why? My goal wasn't to win the Super Bowl. I set it to make the playoffs. I made my goal. Why am I fired? I don't get that. Well, here's another weird thing, right? Let me talk to you about this. Let me go to the Seattle team really quick and we'll talk about this. Kenneth Walker, still 99. Witherspoon, Jackson, we have a lot of great 99s. Dexter Williams, this guy, his contract, he wanted a 6-year contract. By the way, he's 27, so I guess he's playing till 33. But he wanted $100 million over those 6 years. That sounds fine. He wanted $600 million in bonus money. And I said no. So I went to go draft his replacement in Eli Mobley, who was a superstar, by the way. I guess I can pick him. He was going to be the next Dexter Williams, in my opinion. He was the QB of the future. We also, for Kenneth Walker going out, Lamar Brown. Just a regular star, but he looked good. And we got another good... where was it? I think it was a left guard. Yeah. DeMarcus Bishop, he's an X-Factor left guard. Insane. Absolutely insane. Okay. So I wanted to let those guys play it out. I lose that and I get kicked. Why? I get fired. I know we lost here in the NFC Championship by 6, but we went 15-2. I lost 2 games, and my guaranteed promise was to make it, and I wish there was a way I could click to show you my guaranteed promise, but there isn't a way anymore. To show you, I clicked playoffs. So I guess for me, I'm out and I'm just screwed. All right, let's go talk about the other thing really quick. The standings per division. So we come here to the AFC North. Well, we can already see something. Okay, Bengals. We know the Ravens. We know the Steelers. Cleveland lost the Browns again. The Cleveland Browns are now the Virginia Beach Dragons. Oh, by the way, they weren't that. The Browns were still there last season because But here's the crazy part. That's not the only team to relocate. It's not. So, AFC South, Colts, Titans, Jags, Texans. AFC East, Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. Okay. AFC West, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs. Okay. NFC North, Vikings, Lions, Bears, Packers. Can't mess with that. You can't. You just can't. You can't do it. NFC South, Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints. Nothing's wrong there. Seahawks, Rams, 49ers, Cardinals. We know that's our division. So that means it's a team in the NFC East that moved. Commanders are still there, so it wasn't Washington. Shocker, I thought that'd be the team to move. Not the Eagles, and not the Cowboys. The New York Giants became the San Juan Mounties. That's right. The Jets took over New York, made the playoffs, and kicked the Giants out to San Juan. They became the Mounties. That's right, we had two teams this season change areas. The Browns, again, sorry Cleveland, and the Giants. I guess the Jets are the New York team now. Go New Jersey Jets. I guess. I don't know. Honestly, guys, I did not want this to end the way it did. But I guess the only thing we can do is advance. I'm not going to do another season. But I want to see if any team will sign me. I want to see who also wins the Super Bowl. It hasn't shown yet, so I guess I have to click one more time to see. Here we go, off season. I want to see if someone will sign me. That's the biggest thing. We're not going to film it. We're not going to film what we do. There are job offers, 6 only. But let's see. Can I... Not the standings. I know my Seahawks were the best team in the league, yet somehow I got fired. Let's... Can I see who won the Super Bowl? Why is it like... The Ravens beat the Bucks. Good job, Ravens. Proud of you. Let's see what 6 teams would actually hire me. Could you imagine the Seahawks somehow fired me and they were here? The Cowboys. Hell no. The Texans. Yeah, I could do it. Steelers. Hell no. Saints. I could do it. Lions. I could do it. Hell no. Okay, well, if I had to choose a team, I gotta be honest, you know what I would go with, guys. It'd be the Detroit Lions because I did them with the first time we did a franchise. But we're not gonna do it, guys. This is the end of Madden 24. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. And now it's time for Madden 25. See you guys there. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link description below. And you can also, like Scott did, make me re-record this.